Inside Building Products, a Siemens podcast that keeps you learning.
Welcome, deep divers. Ever stop and really think about how much of your life you spend inside? It's kind of wild when you look at the number. For most people, it's something like 90% of our entire lives. Seriously, 90%. And all that time, we tend to just take for granted the invisible hand that's managing our surroundings, right? The heating, the cooling, the lights, the air. But here's the thing. Your comfort, your health, even how well you focus, it's all directly tied, really fundamentally linked to how well those indoor spaces are actually managed. So today we're doing a deep dive into one specific solution that's designed to make our indoor spaces, well, smart, more responsive, and just better for us and for the planet too. We're talking about Desigo Room Automation. And our mission really is to figure out how a system like this actually balances that critical need for energy efficiency with our very human need for comfort and, productivity. And we want to break it down in a way that makes sense, even if you're not like a building tech expert, just the why and how for anyone interested in smarter buildings.
Exactly. And when we talk about Desigo Room Automation, the goal is really a transformation. Taking any building, office, school, hospital, whatever, and turning it into what we call a high-performing and resilient space. The core idea is simple. Let people inside work effectively, stay healthy, and make sure the building itself runs optimally, peak efficiency, basically. Not just now, but, long term. It's really about making the building work for us.
Okay, let's unpack something I think everyone runs into, this common dilemma. We all want to be comfortable, obviously. Perfect temperature, good light, not too bright, not too dim, fresh air. You just want the room to feel right, But then there's the other side. Buildings have this huge job. They need to be energy efficient. And yeah, those two things often feel like they're pulling in opposite directions. Like you turn up the heat because you're cold, but then you feel a bit guilty about the energy bill or, the bigger picture impact. It's frustrating.
Right. And what's so interesting here, what's fascinating, is that Desigo Room Automation is designed specifically to tackle that conflict head on. It's not just tweaking one thing like the heating or the lights, it's holistic. Think of it maybe like a conductor leading an orchestra. In older buildings, you often have heating, cooling, lighting, blinds, all doing their own thing, sometimes even working against each other.
Yeah, fighting each other almost.
Exactly. Desigo changes that. It uses advanced IT information technology, the stuff we know from computers, but merges it with OT, operational technology. That's the tech that actually controls the physical stuff in the building.
Okay.
By bringing IT and OT together, it makes sure all the systems work together intelligently. It massively improves how the building operates, and it goes further. Through its main brain, the management system called Desigo CC, it can even pull in things like fire safety and security systems.
Right.
So everything is under one smart, coordinated umbrella. Desigo C is like the building's central nervous system, making sure all the parts are talking and cooperating.
That integration, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So let's get concrete. What are the real benefits for someone, sitting in that office or managing that building?
Yeah.
Because comfort and efficiency, those are key, right? Desigo is specifically built to create these healthy and productive spaces. That means getting the settings just right. Heating, ventilation, AC, the whole HVAC package plus lighting in every room. And it's not just temperature. It means optimal indoor air quality, super important for health, for focus, and this really interesting idea, human-centered lighting. Which isn't just on-off, is it? It's more dynamic.
Exactly. Human-centered lighting adjusts throughout the day, sort of mimicking natural light patterns. It helps support our body clocks, our circadian rhythms. This can boost well-being and even performance.
Okay, wow. And where does sustainability fit into this?
Yes. If we zoom out, the sustainability impact is huge. Because it's holistic, Desigo isn't just making things comfortable. It's doing it responsibly. It uses these things called unique algorithms. Now, don't let the term scare you if you're not technical. Just think of algorithms as really smart rules, sets of instructions that let the system learn and even predict what's needed.
Predict, like it knows what's coming.
Sort of, yeah. It's not just reacting like, oh, it's hot now.
Yeah.
It anticipates based on, say, how many people are usually in a room at a certain time, the weather forecast, how much sun hits that window.
Okay, that's clever.
It is. And that leads to these innovative and energy-efficient solutions. The system makes sure it's using only the energy actually needed in the room right then and there. This massively helps buildings hit those CO2 reduction targets. And, that translates directly into potential for the lowest investment and maintenance costs down the line. You stop wasting energy. It becomes an asset that pays back.
Okay, theory's great. But how does this play out, like day to day? Give us a real world example. Let's imagine. Okay, a meeting room? Pretty standard. It's sunny outside, so someone opens the blinds wide, let that natural light in, save electricity maybe.
Makes sense initially.
Right. But then the sun pours in, and suddenly the room starts heating up a lot. So what happens? The cooling kicks in, probably working overtime, burning energy to fight the heat from the sun. It's that classic inefficiency, right, where the systems aren't talking.
Mm-hmm.
Desigo might even flag this with the little red leaf icon on the room control panel.
Mm-hmm.
The little warning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could be smarter about this.
And that is exactly where Desigo shows its intelligence. Someone sees that red leaf, they press it, and the system orchestrates a solution. It's not just one action. The blinds might close automatically, but maybe just enough to block the direct glare and heat while still letting in useful daylight.
Ah, okay. So not just plunging the room into darkness.
Yeah, precisely. And at the same time, it adjusts the cooling to restore the desired temperature, but now it needs much less energy because it's not fighting that direct solar gain. It's possible because Desigo Room Automation coordinates the interaction between HVAC, lighting, shading, things that, like you said, often work totally independently in other buildings. It's like getting the different sections of that orchestra to play in harmony. Comfort and efficiency working together, not against each other.
That orchestra analogy really helps visualize it. It's clearly more than just basic comfort adjustments. But does all that coordination make installing it complicated? Or is simplicity part of the design? And what happens when you scale this intelligence up beyond just one room?
Good questions. And no, the design actually prioritizes simplicity because of that coordination. It's built in, making installation potentially more streamlined than trying to patch together separate systems later. And when you zoom out, even more powerful things happen, like something called demand-controlled regulation. For the non-technical person, think of it like, instead of one big thermostat for a whole floor, kind of guessing, each room has its own super smart climate assistant.
Okay.
So these individual room controllers, little brains in each space, are constantly checking temperature, humidity, maybe even if people are actually in the room using sensors. They then tell their precise real-time needs to the main conductor, the primary controller, a Desigo PXC. And that PXC then tells the building's main heating or cooling plants to generate exactly the energy needed overall. No more, no less, precision, responsiveness, not overkill.
Wow, like a smart grid just for the building's climate. That sounds incredibly efficient, really cutting down on waste. What about adapting the building itself? Like offices change layouts all the time. How flexible is it?
Absolutely, that demand control is huge for efficiency. And the flexibility is another major plus. Think about modern offices or schools. Layouts change, right? Tenants move, teams restructure. You need to turn an open space into offices or knock down walls. Usually that means big disruption. Rewiring, replanning. It's costly and messy.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
With Desigo, you can often easily divide or combine rooms into larger spaces without all that new planning or rewiring hassle. It's designed for that adaptability. And to make it even easier, it uses standard plug-and-play devices. They connect using something called KNX PL Link. Think of KNX, it's a common language for building devices, sensors, switches, actuators. And PL Link makes connecting them almost like plugging in a USB cable.
So simpler changes.
Much simpler. You can often add or swap devices without needing special tools or even calling in a Siemens technician for basic stuff. It keeps the building agile, ready for the future.
That flexibility is a massive selling point, especially now. But it sounds sophisticated, which often means expensive upfront. We heard from Renee, a product manager for Desigo, who was upfront about it being a premium product with a premium price. So for people making the decisions, how do you justify that premium? What's the long-term value story?
Yeah, that's the crucial question, isn't it? Why premium and why is it worth it? According to Renee, it boils down to a few key things. First, fundamental quality. It's high quality and durable, built to be very long-lasting. Sustainability is baked into the hardware itself. So you're investing in reliability over decades, not just a few years.
Okay, longevity.
Right. But it's also that it remains valuable. It's not static technology. They're constantly adding new functions, keeping it up to date. Like this year, they're adding BakeNet Secure Connect. For non-tech folks, think of that as a major security boost for how the building systems talk to each other over the network. Super important today. And about 18 months ago, they added DALI2 communication. That lets you control lighting fixtures and sensors with much more precision individually. Opens up more possibilities for that human-centered lighting we talked about, and even more energy savings. So that initial premium investment keeps delivering value through these ongoing enhancements. It doesn't become obsolete quickly.
That continuous improvement angle really helps frame the value beyond just the initial purchase. Okay, so let's distill this. Drawing on Renee's summary points, if you had to give someone just 3 short sentences, the absolute essence of Desigo Room Automation, what would they be?
Okay, 3 key takeaways. Let's see. First, Desigo Room Automation is energy efficient. That's core to its purpose, saving costs and resources. Second, it creates spaces where people can work effectively and stay healthy. It's about human well-being and productivity. And third, it's a very flexible and scalable system, good for medium to really big buildings and adaptable for its entire lifespan.
Perfect. Energy efficient, good for people, and flexible for the long haul. That captures it nicely. So fundamentally, Desigo Room Automation seems to be about engineering truly intelligent buildings. Buildings that don't just sit there, but actively learn, adapt, optimize. Harmonizing our human needs, comfort, health, focus with those critical goals of saving energy and being sustainable. It's about designing environments that actually help us thrive and help the planet too, making that invisible hand work smarter for everyone.
Exactly. And maybe just a final thought to leave you with, something to ponder. Beyond the comfort, beyond the cost savings, which are huge, what other possibilities does this level of integrated, adaptable building intelligence really open up? Think about the future design of our cities, our workplaces, even our homes. Imagine buildings that don't just react, but truly anticipate our needs, creating these almost symbiotic environments. Environments that proactively support our lives and the planet almost without us noticing. The future of how we live indoors is definitely getting smarter.